It's Barbara. I hope you can hear me. Dennis has his vent fans going. I think it's going to be less dusty in here from now on if we keep these vent fans going because the filters are getting gray. Which tells me they're filtering. And if I hope maybe I better test the sound just to see. Well, this fan behind me was on low. I turned it off. The one in the hall is the one that's really loud. But anyway, Christy got home safe and sound. She left here at 6:45 in the morning and texted me at 11:30 at night that she got home. So I was very glad to get that. I was starting to wonder because if she was going straight through, I didn't expect her before 11:30, but I was hoping she was close to home. She was. So that's good news. So I finished my slippers. Public service announcement. When you're felting your slippers, do not put them in the washer with a chenille throw. I had this chenille. I got everything sitting on my chair. I've had this chenille throw for 20 years. It was a gift from my friend, and it was my wrap I had at work. You know, you always have to have something. And it was on the back of the couch and got really dusty because, of course, my house is dusty, and so it was in that load. I don't think it's even washable. And it came out all the... Anyway, so when I got it out of the slippers out of the washer last night, they had black all over them, and I thought, oh, man. Well, I thought, let me dry. They still had a little more room to shrink. So I said, let me just dry them, and maybe that stuff will come off. You know, like when you leave the tissue in your pocket, pants pocket by accident, the tissue gets all over everything in the washer. The dryer takes it off. But I dried it with this. I'm such an idiot. So anyway, this thing, there was black all over the inside. The lint trap was overflowing with black. I mean, this thing must be half the size it was. And these strings were probably fuzzy before. They're not now. Anyway. Anyway, my slippers are done. They're looking a little black. I got a lint roller. I was thinking maybe, I don't know. Well, some black is coming off, so maybe I'll work on it with the lint roller because, you know, I'm going to want to show these. I'm going to have to wash them again before I show them on the podcast next Tuesday, because I'm going to do a podcast on New Year's Day. Get your pictures in the Ode to Joy make-along so that you can qualify for that gorgeous, gorgeous prize that Carol made for us. Oh yeah, see? Some of it's coming off. That's good. Actually, it looks better than it did coming out of the washer. Well, I just assumed that, you know, when I woke up this morning that it wasn't going to work very well because, you know, you're felting wool and anything that's in there is getting felted in. I mean, I wove my ends in before I felted it because I figure that'll ensure that they'll be okay. But actually, this is not working so terribly. I'm pretty happy with that. Good. So, anyway, I have slippers. So the deal with the slippers is that this top part is super wash so that it didn't felt, and the bottom was giant, and it did felt. And this is Cascade 220 on the bottom. And when I was doing the second slipper, I realized that I had misread the pattern for the first slipper on the top part, because I thought the top part wasn't very big. And I thought it was going to be too open. But I'm going to wear these slippers with socks underneath of them, so it doesn't really matter. And I knew they would stay on, so I wasn't too concerned about it. But when I got to the second slipper, I realized that I misread something that says repeat 5 times, and I didn't. So I'm missing 4 rows. So this is 4 rows too short, and the 4 rows I'm missing were decrease rows. So they would have happened early. There would have been 3 more decrease rows down here, and then this would have ended up 4 rows taller. Anyway, they work fine. I am going to put them back on my feet because my feet are cold, and the whole point was my feet were cold, and these work great. And the rolling kind of helped to get the black off, so that is encouraging. But, you know, they're kind of a dusty rose color anyway. So, but I mean, I wore them for 2 minutes and they're already full of dog hair and everything else, as you can imagine. And I'm walking around, and I put the second one on, and I was walking on something. I'm like, what can that be? You know, like it was hard, and I'm like, what? Because I'm picturing how I made these. There shouldn't be any like place where there's a whole bunch of. Anyway, it turned out I left a stitch marker in the middle, inside this. It got washed and dried. And it hurt to walk on. So that's what I did yesterday. I have slippers. And they're comfy. And boy, it was a good thing I did the large, because I needed the large. These are none too big. Well, if they hadn't been black coming out of the washer, I probably wouldn't have put them in the dryer. Because they, you know, there was a little more room for them to shrink more, but not much. So they are cozy, but comfortable. So it's working out pretty good. My pattern fell on the floor yesterday. The dogs walked on it. It's muddy outside. So besides the dog stuff, I mean, you can see how I mark up my patterns. Anyway, this is what the pattern is. Lion brand free knitting pattern using fisherman's wool and wool ease felted slip-ons. So the wool ease, I guess, is an acrylic yarn that mimics a wool yarn, and so they have you use the same color, and so the top of your slipper is exactly the same color as the bottom of your slipper. They say hold it double. I don't know what size yarn that is, but my tops, I held double a fingering and DK. The pink DK, it was DK that I dyed in Baltimore at Neighborhood Fiber Company 3 or 4 years ago. And it was already in a ball, so I had used some of it, whatever. So I am going to iron this and cut it into 3 mug rugs. This is my giant swatch. And if I hadn't used a giant swatch, I wouldn't have had to go into my second ball of Cascade 220. So these used a whole ball skein of Cascade 220, which by the name of it is 220 yards. So anyway, so I'm going to turn this into some mug rugs for my table. My table is working out really well. My table situation The table has stayed relatively clean. I will clean this up before Dennis is up, and it will be straight. There are a few things that I have to put away. The chair in the front room goes out today. We're going to wait till hopefully after the rain stops, then somebody might want it, because bulk pickup of the garbage is tomorrow. And I expect somebody will take it off the side of the road. I hope so. But either way, it's going to be out of our foyer. Be away from the front door today. And a couple things have managed to find homes on that chair since it's been there for a month and a half, 5 weeks, something like that. Because we missed bulk pickup when we were in Florida for November, and so this chair came in here sometime in November. Anyway, because it's been sitting there for 6 weeks, it's got a couple things on it. One of which is my box of embroidery flosses, which I have to bring out here anyway because I have to kit up my drinks shelf, because I was planning on stitching on it during Christy's birthday Stitch Zoom afternoon to borrow. And if you're interested in joining us, please do. She has a sign-up sheet. I think I have a link to her channel below in my channel, and she has a sign-up sheet. She just needs your email address so she can send you the link to the Zoom call. And I will be doing that tomorrow, but I need to kit up my project, so I'm ready to go. I did not end up working on my socks at all yesterday. I just sat there and made slippers, and it took me all day. In fact, the dryer was running when I went to bed at 11:30. I went to bed right after I got the text from Christy that she was home safe, because I had been up early. And so I spent all day making those slippers. But I'm pretty happy with the slippers. They're comfy and they're cute. And there you go. I recommend the pattern. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's easy to do. Got a funny little toe, but I think that's the toe has a little bit of a wrinkle on it. It's not as pointy as a sock. It's a little roundy. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, I'm very happy with it, and I think it's a very clever idea to knit the top part in a superwash or acrylic or whatever, in something that will not felt. Sorry about that. Something that will not felt. Oh, yeah, this really is working. Oh, good. Because I was thinking these are going to be really, really looking bad for my podcast. But they're not. Of course, if I can wear them for the next week, I'm going to have to wash them again before I... But I'm going to have to do my socks sooner than I want to do these, because I'm soon going to have to wear my new socks if I don't wash my socks. Make a load of socks, because I'm running out of socks. Clean socks. Okay, so there you go. The plan for today is Aura needs a couple things from the store, and I wanted to help her with a phone call. So I'm gonna go over and see her, stop at the store on my way, and help her try to get her rehab scheduled that's my plan today. And I'm going to finish my socks, my stripy socks. They're just about ready for a toe. So, yeah, this bag, the fabric, got to be careful when you're making a zipper that the fabric on the inside or the outside doesn't catch. So, there's my sock. Aren't they cute? They're turning out really cute. And they're about ready for their toes. And then I'm going to do the toe in the eggplant also. And they will be a finished object. And with my slippers, that's 5. This is my 4th pair of socks. And my slippers and my cowl, which I have to weave in the ends. I have content for a podcast. I have finished objects. I guess I needed to move to smaller projects. Maybe that was it, because I've just been knitting. I've just been knitting like old times. Just sitting and knitting. And it has really helped me through the holiday. And I have probably the least stressful holiday of anybody in terms of what I have to do and who I do it with, because I loved everybody I spent time with was wonderful, and you know, but knitting still helped, and I was really glad to be doing it. I guess I've made a progression from Chris, and it started with doing Christy's shawl for her wedding back in August. And then just finding the right projects, and I guess I just want to make smaller things at the moment, so I'm doing that. I need to find a hat pattern. I haven't heard from Megan, but I'm pretty sure that's a DK or a worsted, the yarn that I got for Christmas that I want to make into a hat. And the hat's just the perfect kind of project. And I found another sock whip that I want to... This was from my Advent last year. And this is pen with kiwis on it. That's been in here for a long time. So this was not from last year. This was from 4 years ago. But I have started. I have some socks started. And they have these are from Ellie of the Craft House Magic, Ellie Jones, and they're candy cane socks. And this pattern was a gift to me, and I'm very sorry, I don't remember who gave it to me now, but you can see the pattern on the sock, and this is supposed to be candy canes going down. Well, I can tell you, I do not love stitching that, those candy canes. It has a very weird stitch, although I'll be curious to see how I feel about it now. And for some reason I'm doing 60 stitches on this. It's cables, I don't even know. It's got, anyway, I pulled this out and I thought, I love the yarn color. I don't even know what this is. It's some Christmas yarn. I hardly ever have Christmas yarn. Oh, it's a homespun house. It's a homespun house. Yarn. Polworth fingering. Let's go for a walk is the color. And it doesn't even say it's superwash. Uh-oh. Hand wash. Lay flat to dry. It says Polworth. It doesn't say So I have to keep that in mind. Oh dear. But anyway, I thought I have candy canes down the sides of my, and if I just keep going and just keep the ribbing going down the sides and forget the candy cane, I can just finish these socks. But now that I see that it's maybe not superwash, I don't know if I want any socks that aren't superwash, because, you know, I'm that person who wants to just throw their socks in the washer. I'm gonna have to think about this now. I thought I was just gonna pick these up and go with them, but I'm not sure that I want to do that, although I do really like the yarn. But my idea was I don't have to do the damn candy canes. That's what I was thinking. Anymore. Got a couple candy canes? We're good to go, right? That's what I was figuring. Cute little sheep stitch marker. It looks like it's silver because it's tarnished. Anyway, I guess I'll give this more thought before I go and finish it, which is what I thought I was going to do. And it's in my cute Christmas bag from Lou Lee back in the day. I don't know, does she still do bags? Oh, well, there's some ramble for you. I thought that's what I was going to do next. I'm not so sure now. Because I'm not so sure I want that yarn to be socks. To be perfectly honest. Because I'm afraid I'm not going to remember. And they're 60 stitch socks, so they're on the smaller side. 60 stitches. I was always 64, so I'm not sure why I did that. And it's got a cable in it, which is going to make them a little bit smaller, right? So that may be a frogging project that I thought I was going to just carry on with. So we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to go. And I think I'm just going to put this up this morning. And go back to my CoronaVlog. Although I'm in the wrong chair. But I think this works okay. Let me know what you think. Should I move back to the table? But I'm going to get started on my day. And maybe I'll text Aura and see if what time she wants me to come over. Otherwise, I'm going to be hanging out at home. I thought I was going to work on those socks, but I'll finish my stripy socks and see what's next. Maybe I'll find a hat pattern. I don't know what I'll do. Oh, I got to kit up my stitching. That's what I'm going to do. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow to say hi to. And answer back. That'd be fun. Okay. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.